When you start to create content, one of the questions is, are you going to start from the content you want to create? Do you have an idea of what you're going to do? And then what medium are you going to present it in, right? And so that might change the kind of content you create based on the limitations of the medium and the presentation media. And so in my case, a lot of times, typically in the past, up till the last couple of years, everything I did was a blog article, right? And so that has certain limitations and it makes certain things really easy. But what I'll normally do is I'll start with graphical content. I always start with pictures, or if it's a code sample, it'll be code, right? But to explain what I did in code or why we did it, a lot of times, almost everything I do will have a picture with it. So if we, which are you going to start? Are you going to pick which medium it's going to be in first, and then that drives the tooling that you're going to do, or are you going to pick the place you want it to go, and that drives the tooling and the way the content looks, right? So for me, and now a lot of times I want the same or a version of the content. Like I'll do a video because they're actually easy because I talk a lot. And so it's super easy. So I'll do a video and then I'll paste the video into a blog article. And then when I did the video, I did a bunch of supporting documents for that. For the video, usually I don't just talk like a podcast. And in that case, those supporting documents will end up in the blog article, and then I got to figure out a way to get text in the blog article. So let's just talk about it real quick. So for me personally, graphical content, the main three things I use, I put Mermaid.js in here. I started using it because for source code, it's a textual way to create diagrams. And so I don't have to draw it. I can just text it. And there are a bunch of wikis and GitHub and other places that know how to render Mermaid.js, and that gives me diagrams without having to do anything. And then I screenshot those, but I'll talk about that in a minute. And I use draw.io and PowerPoint. I use PowerPoint a lot, not because it's great, but because it gives a way to lay down thoughts, right? It's a way to do an outline. And so a lot of times now my blog article will be, hey, here's a video, and then I'll export the PowerPoint as individual slides and then do speaker's notes when I get around to it. So my graphical content is all created on only those three tools. Matter of fact, this picture is done in Draw.io, you can probably tell. And if I need content, and so any of those drawing tools I can actually show in a video, and I could either print or save as, or in the case of Mermaid.js, I actually end up having to do a screen capture with Snagit. So the main tools I use on the draw side are Mermaid.js, draw.io, and PowerPoint. And the main static content aids that I use is Snagit, which is a screen capture. And then moving over to the technical content, side, really it's all about code, and it's always going to be some IDE. And right now I'm using Visual Studio Code a lot, or it'll be a browser IDE like a Jupyter Notebook, right? I haven't done a lot like that. And then there's other browser things, like if there's other sites or part of a GitHub repo I need to show a layout or something. So those really, any technical content is going to be in Visual Studio Code. Used to be IntelliJ, and it might be again. And then for the browser and browser IDE and a browser other, right? And so the interesting thing on technical content for Visual Studio Code, I actually copy and paste that into the blog article because the text color will actually paste into the blog package I work, and so I get HTML colored text. A lot of time I'll actually take output from command line and other stuff and paste it into a text window of some type in Visual Studio Code, and then paste it in the blog article, and it comes out all with the black background and all that stuff, right? And if that doesn't work, like I need to show some feature of the IDE or some output, like from a terminal, and the text doesn't look really good, even terminal output, I'll paste into a text window and then paste it into the blog article. I'll use Snagit for all of that. So basically like I put on the screen, if I need some custom shot for that for the blog, or if I need a still shot and I don't want to, risk a demo blow up, I'll do a Snagit and then something, and then I'll bring it back. Like the Azure or AWS portal, right, are really good examples. Those are browsers, and then I'll use Snagit on those. And then, let me see. So, and then if we're targeting for videos, right, anything that's on the screen, and I don't like the way Mermaid.js looks like on the screen sometimes, so maybe I'll do that. But anything that you can see on the screen can be and put in the video, and I use Camtasia for that, and Camtasia merges in the webcam input, and it does anything that's on the screen. I really like that. So I use it for all the browser, all the apps, PowerPoint in presentation mode or in reader mode, and that goes in the video. And then the question is, it's hard to keep a blog and video in sync, and I'm just now playing with the notion of getting the closed caption from the video and then pasting that into the blog article. And I'll take like a PowerPoint and export all the slides or the draw pictures and export them. And then I'll do a video about this, and then editing the transcript to make it more correct, because the transcripts that come out of YouTube are not bad for a human, but a lot of times I do and the and other stuff, and I want to take that out, and so it gives me a chance. Otherwise, you end up, it's really hard to, in my mind, to write really deep blog articles on a lot of topics, and so I'm cheating now using the videos. But you can go either way, right? And sometimes, actually, the headline in the blog, the top paragraph in the blog, a lot of times ends up being my video summary. So that's it. That's my workflow and tooling for making presentations at work, videos for the YouTube, and text and other things for my blog articles. Have a great day.